State High Court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has issued a restraining order preventing the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress from proceeding with world and local government congresses. The ruling came in response to a motion ex parte brought before the court by Peter Ohochukwu and Hajia Ndidichukwuma. Justice Godwin Olo, who presided over the case, issued a court order that bars the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje, Secretary Surajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, and the APC itself from conducting the scheduled world local government and state congresses set for October 11, 16th, and 26th, 2024. The court's decision also restricts the defendants from supervising, holding, monitoring, or otherwise conducting elections related to the formation of the Rivers State Executive Committee. Additionally, the national leadership of the APC is prohibited from enacting any plan to suspend the current state executive led by Emeka Beke. Ugochukwu, what is your reaction to this story?
You know my position already, and also the regular viewers on open conversation will know that I've not changed my stance when it comes to the political impasse as it concerns the APC Rivers State and also the impasse going on between the national and not even the national, it's just the inaptitude of the national national body of the APC in taking a stand to resolve the problem in APC Rivers State, which they orchestrated, because you could recall that APC had so many presidential aspirants prior to 2023 general elections, and in that during the primary elections, Rotimi Amechi from Rivers State vied, and he is the leader of APC in Rivers State, take it or leave it, because he is the highest ranked APC member in Rivers State, having been a two-time governor and a two-time minister of the Federal Republic. And because he used the structure of the party to galvanize support for himself, so did all those people that vied for that primary elections in 2023. So the fallout is what we are seeing now. The fallout is what we are seeing because the Emeka Beke-led group, led executive of APC in Rivers State, was on ground, and they supported their own, which is Rotimi Amechi. And if APC in Lagos State also supported Tinubu, assuming Tinubu did not win the primary of APC, would they chastise the Tinubus and the APC-led government, led executive APC council in Lagos State? Or peradventure, if APC had won Rivers State as a state,
do you know why Emeka Beke?
Will they be?
Do you know why Emeka Beke-led executive was suspended? Do you know why they were suspended?
No, Emeka Beke. That is why I painted this picture, for you to know that Emeka Beke and his group, we are how will I put the word? Is being chastised, or is being,
what was the reason?
Punished for a crime which shouldn't be a crime for me. The reason being that the APC National accused them of not campaigning and supporting the president's
activity. Hold on. That is the word they use.
But I'm telling you what that anti-party means.
Well, hold on.
It is in your own words.
Now you are speaking. No, not in my words. In the words of the National Working Committee of the AP, they were suspended for anti-party activities.
Which anti-party?
Particularly in the presidential election. Now, you are speaking and you're saying from your own words.
Yes, from my own perspective.
As a non-state actor in APC issue.
And who is also a follower and a watcher.
Hold on. Now, APC has a constitution. And in that constitution, what they have done is anti-party. That's what they termed it. And they suspended them based on that right. Now, I felt your argument would be, does the National Working Committee of the APC have the right?
No, I'm really driving.
Do they have the right to take that action that they have taken against the state executive?
No,
do they actually have the right
that,
to do that?
I drew this line so that we can understand what is causing the
you drew the line from your personal perspective.
See,
you said from your perspective. You're not talking from what is obtainable.
We have been following the events after the 2023 general elections, especially as it concerns APC. If APC is accusing the Emeka Beke-led executive of anti-party, what will the National be accused of? On getting into a marriage alliance with a PDP government in Rivers State? Has any other party won Rivers State prior to 2023 general elections? I mean, in the presidential, where you have a PDP governor, and you have PDP senators, House of Representative members. Then, when you go to the presidential elections, the facts speak for themselves. So, who is the person among Emeka-led executive in Rivers State and a Ganduje-led group, which was led by the former Nasarawa State governor, the former Nasarawa State governor, Abdullahi. So, who is to be accused of anti-party? Because look at it, my principle fell out, and everybody has their opinion, has the way they react to issues. My principle fell out, and his body language shows that he's not going to support someone he felt that, if not for the stepping down and support he got from other aspirants, that I should have won. And, you know, he has the right to be indifferent. Then the party in the state also have a governorship candidate in the person of Tonyeku. How did the national executive of the APC supported and sent a delegation to come and campaign for Tonyeku? Let us bring those things to the table and look at it critically. We are not being sentimental here. Then when you draw out all these analyses, you now see the reason why the national is accusing, or the national had to use the horsewhip on Emeka Beke, because they did not campaign for the APC presidential candidate, because the funds that should have been directed to the party to help in campaigning for the presidential candidate of APC was diverted to another person who is a member of another political party, to now foster the campaign of the APC presidential candidate in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When they came for their rally here, I was there. How many of those people in the APC executive were called to the podium to come and make statements? I was on ground. I went because I had interest.
Said when
APC came
for the presidential rally. At that point that APC came for the presidential rally, the question is, which of the presidential aspirants or candidates as at that time did the Emeka Beke-led executive pitch their tent with? That is a question for you to digest. Yes, that's a question for you to digest, because the question is, at that point in time, they had already pledged their allegiance to another presidential candidate of another party. It's a clear thing that happened. So you cannot invite them to a podium that they have clearly abdicated and said they are not party to. That's a very clear, clear and concise event. And what happened
to you?
No, not
but
to
I'm
me.
bringing it to you again after this.
Hold on, not to me. I am just telling you what has happened. So in order to save time, Emeka Beke was the Emeka Beke executive was dissolved for anti-party activity. let that clear.
Okay.
And that's what the National Committee decided. And to even further buttress or concretize what the National Working Committee has said. Now, after a court reinstated Emeka Beke, in his first speech, he aligned clearly with the governor.
I have blamed him on this show.
He clearly aligned with the governor and also told the governor that...
But you know, I've blamed him on this show.
Hold on, Ugochukwu. And clearly told the governor that his executive, the APC, that is the faction of APC that is being led by him, is fully supporting him, and they will work hand in hand with him. If that is not anti-party activity, I don't know what it is. And again, I asked you a question during that conversation, and I said, in Rivers State as it is right now, who actually is even playing the role of opposition? The caretaker committee chairman led by Okocha, or Emeka Beke. I mean, all of us are spectators.
Let me in 1 minute paint a picture for you.
Before you do that,
okay.
I still have another guest that needs to, I need his opinion on this matter. I also have with me in the studio this morning, Victor Enyiche, political analyst. Good morning, Victor, and welcome to Open Conversation. Good
morning, Larissa. Thank you for having me.
Now, I guess you've been listening to the conversation between I and Ugochukwu on the APC saga in Rivers State, and of course the court restraining the APC National Working Committee, the national chairman of APC, Abdullahi Gantuje, and the secretary from holding ward congresses. What do you have to say to that?
I mean, for me, I think it's politics. I still, like I've always insisted, any opportunity I have, that this is 2027 politics.
Playing out
now, you know, because you have to start from somewhere. And at this stage, it's party politics. I can't say who is right and who is wrong, but one thing is for sure: everybody's trying to play the game to his advantage. You know, the question of morality, right and wrong, at this point
doesn't come to play in politics.
If you check it, try to keep a balance. Both parties, anybody can say they are right or wrong. So for me, I think it's just politics being played, and I mean, hopefully, the politics that is being played favors the generality of the people rather than satisfy selfish interests. That's really what I think about this particular court judgment that came out.
Yeah. Now there have been concerns and arguments that the court, the judiciary do not really have business with the internal mechanism of political parties. And political parties clearly have mechanisms for themselves, how they resolve conflict, how they punish their erring members and all of that. Now, the question, and you recall that with the judgment in favor of Emeka Beke, Tony Okocha decided to go to appeal the judgment. And part of the argument he was making was that there is a precedence in the Supreme Court judgment that the court is not supposed to interfere in party politics. It's entirely different. The party have their constitution, their manifesto, their internal mechanisms to resolve issues. So now, in your take, very quickly, now the court stopping the party from holding their congresses and all of that, what do you think is playing out? Do not forget, Okocha, on the other hand, has said that they are boycotting the local government elections. There are so many complications if you're looking at it critically, because the question would be, if they boycott the local government elections, to a large extent, they don't have a say to some extent when it comes to structure in Rivers State politics. That's on one hand. On the other hand, if Tony Okocha-led faction said they are not part of the elections, and then the Emeka Beke faction now brings out how do you see this playing out, Emeka? Victor, how do you see it playing out?
For me, I really think that both parties are joking. That's my opinion. For the APC to take part of an election, there has to be a process to put the house in order, which you and I know from the last election, or before even the last election, that house has not been in order.
Of course.
So who is going to be the person organizing the people to contest? I mean, most of their members have either defected or declared themselves as inactive, or say they've not been members of the party. There's no organizational structure to say, okay, this is the structure we're going to use. So for me, I think it is not even going to be credible or realistic for either the Emeka Beke or Tony Okocha to conduct or to take part of an election. Look at the different local government, the people that are the leaders in the local government. Most of them are either with the simplified government currently leading the simplified movement in quote, and also in other parties. So who are the people that are going to contest? So I think for me, politicians should get serious, because
now, this move by the National Working Committee to bring some level of sanity, because of course, if these congresses were conducted, there will be structure, because now this will be elected party executives at the ward and state level. But then Emeka Beke made a move, his faction made a move and stopped this from happening. Well, you could say it's an existential struggle for Emeka Beke, because probably if the National Working Committee that has refused to acknowledge the court judgment, if they come out to hold these elections, do you see any person on the side of Emeka Beke even imagine in any elective position?
In arguing back and forth, the APC can actually hold claim and say Emeka Beke does not have the locus to challenge, them in the sense that he's going in the capacity of chairman of the party.
And he's not recognized.
Remember, there's an appeal,
yes, by Tony Okocha.
Aside from that, there was a judgment delivered, from the High Court against Emeka Beke that and Emeka Beke has appealed. So, subsequently going to another High Court.
That was part of the grounds Okocha had.
Yeah, so if the case is still in appeal, what it means is that Emeka Beke is still out. Because a judgment from the appellate court
prior
has not
to
been
this
given.
one.
Yes. And I mean, if a court of according jurisdiction, the previous or the first judgment precedes, so the NWC can, yes, the first can, the NWC of APC can say, look, Emeka Beke doesn't have locus to challenge this.
And the first judgment already was against Emeka Beke before he now ran to the second court.
That notwithstanding, the idea that APC is trying to restructure, I would assume that by now, the Tony Okocha-led CTC, of the party should have done an election
a long time ago.
Because to show you their intentions, because if they really had intention of putting the party together, that would have been done. More than 3 months they've been skeptical chairman. What have you done in terms of reconciling members of the party? I don't think I've not seen any of such sincere move to say, look, okay, Tony Okocha wants to put the party in order and all of that. Rather, what I see is, this marriage between him and the minister, and also some rightfully, which I like, plain opposition to the current governor of Rivers State, which I think the state needs, but a sincere one is what the state needs. Yeah. So for me, I feel it's a back and forth, and the system is not encouraging transparency in ensuring that the people get the right leaders that they deserve.